So I'm just finishing the first layer. I'm just putting the corners in now. And so if you have any things you want to ask me about this, or need any help, you can post a thing in the comments, or go to Crazy Bad Cuber's page, because his video, because it's got some really good details on it. So yeah, check that out. And so now you've made the first layer, you want to get your Lubricate and just get a bead, and then just put it on a corner and just put it around there. And you can also so we've put it on here, and now we also want to put it on the inside, so the leg of the corner, I guess you could call it. And so, because that also gets a lot of friction, and also do it on the side of the center. So it's pretty much your own preference on how you can lube it. So I just do it on one of that, and then I keep building the cube. So I add more edges, and yep, just keep going with that. And so yeah, Crazy Bad Cuber, he's got a really good video on this. It goes into more detail than I've done, and yeah, it's just a really good video, so you go check it out. So now we've made our second layer, and you pretty much just want to do the same, but with an edge. Just put it onto the edge, and then the arm of the edge. And you can also, I don't know if you can see that, but I'll just point it with my thing. There's the lip between the edge piece and the torpedo. That also gets a bit of friction, so you can just put some there. So yeah, like as I said, it's pretty much your own preference on how you lube it. This is pretty much just assembling it. And now we're at our final assemble bit, and so now you just keep going. Before you put the 3 last edge pieces in, you could lube it one more time if you want, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to put it on a edge piece here just a bit. I'm actually running out of lubricate, so I need to get some more of that. So yeah, and then we can just put our 3 edge pieces in of our Dayan. And if you haven't checked out this cube, you should, because it's really good. And with the last piece, you might want to just twist and push, because it's got those torpedoes in. And then you can just work in the lubricants, and it might feel a bit loose because of the because we haven't tightened it much, but it's got those torpedoes, so it won't pop. So yeah, just work in that lubricants. And yeah, you can work that in for a while, and you can tension it later. So even if I try and pop it, it will pop because it's so loose, because I've had it on such a loose tension. But just work it in softly, and then it will be really good for lubricants. So now you've worked in your lubricants and it feels real good, so now you need to tension it, and it might have popped in you a few times like it did for me, but that's just because it's so loose. So yeah, just do it one at a time. Just have the cube there, and then because they're all the same tension when we started, you can just do maybe a full rotation, and then just flip it and do another full rotation, and then another one, and just keep doing it until you've done all the sides. And this is all just personal preference at the moment. Like, you could have your cube really loose and just trust it a lot so it won't pop, or you could have it really tight and it might be a bit slower. I like mine more loose than tight, just because I wouldn't say I'm a rough cuber. And yeah, so I still think that's a bit loose. So I might just tighten it maybe half a turn this time. So now I've done that, and I can just test it again. That's okay. looking pretty good. I might just tighten it quickly, just maybe another half turn, just to be safe. But yeah, this is all personal preference, so you can do it any way you want. And another thing I forgot to mention is you also need your stickers, because I'm going to show you how to sticker it as well. And yeah, and soon I'm going to have a review of this cube, because I just got it. I've tried it before, but this is just my own one, and so I'll have a review on it. And I also just got a Cube for You speed cube. I got this because I might do a mod with it to make a Siamese cube with a old Rubik's cube that I've got that's not very good, but yeah, that will be coming up if you want to know how to do a Siamese cube. So anyway, back to this. So this is how I want it at the moment, and I can you can play around with it for a while and tension it a bit more, but that's pretty good for me. So now I just need to put on the center caps. So yeah, this cube is really good, and haven't tried it, just go get it, because there's no reason not to get it. And I suggest you get the DIY so you can do it yourself. But I'm really looking forward to this cube in the future. So yeah, that's the cube fully assembled. And if you had CRC, you could just when we put the last layer on, just spray a bit in there. But I don't suggest you do that. I just go get some Lubricate. It's quite expensive. I'll put a link in the description of where you can get Lubricate if you haven't seen it. But yeah, that's the Zhanchi, and so now we'll just sticker it.